Hey everybody, this is Erica off the Classy Climb blog. I'm going to tell you this and you're going to get mad. $100,000 is not big money. I'm really sorry. But first, check down below for the Classy Climb School courses on how to start a business, raise your income, and start designing a life that you live and you want to love. So I've been watching a bunch of videos how they're saying, New York and LA and things are so expensive, and Austin, Texas even, the cost of living is so much higher as far as food, inflation, cars, buying your average home is like $280, and back in 1960 or 1980 the average home was like $62,000. So some big gaps in income. Okay. And when I meet guys who are like, I make $100,000 a year. Well, 22% of Americans make $100,000 a year. If you meet military people who've been in the military 15 to 20 years, depending on their MOS, depending on if they're continually going to school, depending on if they're building and getting promotions and going to the next level, they're making $100,000. Trust me, I've met a bunch of them. And now even in retirement, because they've been in the military so long, 30 plus years, they're making $100,000. Okay. And that's in disability, and that's in health, injuries, and whatever the military said was wrong with them as they got out. Right. So to sit here and look at me in my face, go, $100,000 is great money, Erica. Okay, it is. If you're in the South, if you're anywhere below Virginia, $100,000 is killer money. But careful on that. If you move to a bigger city, if you want to have a wife that stays home from work, if you want to shop at Whole Foods, if you want to have brand new cars every couple of years, and if you want to save for retirement, yeah, there's a couple articles right now on Business Insider, MSNBC, and CNN, and Yahoo Finance, that basically say there are a bunch of people in our economy making $75,000 to $100,000 a year with no savings. And if they needed to, they really have a hard time coming up with $500. That sucks. That truly sucks. And so when I tell people $250,000, they laugh. They go, that's crazy. And I'm not saying rush out this year and find some job that requires you to make $250,000. I know real estate agents, if they sell 12 houses in an area where all the houses are $1 million, they've made $250,000. And that's just one house a month in a high income area, right? So then I've got people who are plumbing or HVAC, or, they do some kind of service on a house, some kind of structure related thing that costs $5,000 for the service, $5,000 to $10,000 for a service. If they just get 25 clients, they're there, or is it 250? My math is terrible today. I apologize. Yeah, it's 50. If they get 50 clients in a year, they've made it. Okay. So you have to really start doing the numbers and doing the math and seeing what services and business you can provide. Now, there are some people, I will tell you right now, look you in the eye. If you are staying at home and you're selling things online and you have low expenses and you can spend time with your family and your children, and you're only bringing in $5,000 a month, or, 60 a year, you are living the dream, baby. And I'm going to tell you why. Because so many people are thrown into traffic, wearing clothes they don't like, commuting an hour, sitting in offices with people they don't like, also rushing to eat lunch for less than an hour. And by the time they've drove, clothes, maintenance, lunches, that 60 goes fast. Plus, on top of that, 1/3 of it is ate up in taxes. So when I say 100,000 isn't anything, it depends on the context. Okay, if you've read the 4-Hour Work Week, the guy who's making $40,000 a year, but he's living in Thailand as a king, he's living the life. Okay. Or the girl who lives in the South, the small southern town, in a nice 1940s Victorian house, and she only makes 35 years as a school teacher, but she lives in this great area where everything's pretty cheap. She's living the life as well. So the bigger the city, the more income, the higher the life you want to live, more income. And it's also not what you make, it's what you keep. We're meeting a lot of people who make low income, but they've stored away money like a very good ant, worker bee, and so now they have this great life. So again, not Debbie Downer, but $100,000 is not what you think. After taxes, if you take 1/3 of it up in taxes, depending on your state, state and federal, you take out them taxes, your money gone. You take out a new car. Look, what happens is in America, we get into that payment system where, I can make all these different payments. One too many payments, one job short, throws you into whack, and most people are 2 or 3 paychecks away from bankruptcy, or being homeless. So yeah, just saying. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments below. You guys have an awesome day.